It's day 27 of designing Animal Crossing Island in 30 days on hard mode. Yesterday, we didn't do quite enough at all, actually. Just didn't have a lot of time, but I did decorate for Halloween a little bit more around Abel's. We kind of placed a few things here and there. Ultimately, not a super productive day. And today, things get a little more dire because today is the last day that I could possibly work on my house to see if we're going to get it to an S tier ranking with the Happy Home folks. So we will certainly be looking into that today, and we're going to see if Gulliver gave us a piece of furniture. That would be awesome. Hopefully it's a really big pirate-themed item. Let's see. It is the pirate ship cannon. Okay, that's awesome. For now, I'm just going to kind of slap that here. It does feel like putting this near a river could be kind of cool. I don't know what other stuff we could put on display with it, of course. We'll have to figure that out as we go. But this item is awesome. It is a New Horizons classic. I love this item. So for now, just kind of place it there, and who knows? Maybe some Halloween decorations around it could make it look pretty cool. I'm gonna try not to get too sucked into my dailies at the beginning of the day here. I have a really bad habit of just knocking out a whole bunch of chores and not focusing enough on just the immediate problems that we have in front of us, which, are, hey, we have very little time left and very much island to still decorate. Also, I never made a custom flag, even though that's in the rules, so we need to do that before the end of the 30 days. So chaotic around here. All right, usually I put the tree one tile closer, but this fossil was here, so I'm just gonna be lazy and bury the money tree there. And it looks like we are back up to, no, I don't think we're up to technically 4 in the rotation yet, because now we just have 3. Yeah, missing a money tree day was a shame. But literally, that's all I'm going to do right now. I'm going to go back home, and I'm just going to start taking inventory, seeing what items we have at our disposal, and we're just going to start making some decisions about what is now in my house permanently. Oh, no, what? No. Okay, see how it happens? I'm not going to go in my house yet. We are going to go straight to Harv's Island. Today, we've unlocked Sahara. So we need to buy rugs first, and then we can decorate my house. All right, I'm excited to see what's available. This will be my first trip to Sahara's ever. And oh boy, okay, so we have the 2 of my favorite walls here. Antique brick wall always looks really good. And then the shutter wall is criminally underrated. If you want to make a garage and you want to use one of your walls in a room for that, it's perfect for that kind of thing. So I'll buy these. I will say what's a little unfortunate is I'm not super thrilled about the rug choices. I was kind of hoping for one of those little maybe 2x3 wooden floors that we could place underneath my kitchen. Unfortunately, I have these to work with. Now, I would say for my kitchen that maybe the yellow argyle rug is okay. I don't really want carpet in a kitchen, to be honest with you. I'll buy it because it'll give us some options. Maybe there's other ways to kind of separate things out so we can have a kitchen area. But yeah, these are actually terrible. And I don't really, this is it. I don't really have time to try and get something else. So I'm buying everything but the pink snow leaf rug because I just don't see myself using that anywhere. And then I guess I'll buy the 2 floorings as well, the circus one and the desert one, just in case, I don't know, just so I have it. I just want to check my ABD real quick. Do we have 100,000 on us right now? Oh my gosh, we have way more in here than I thought. Okay, let's withdraw all of this, and I'm going to unlock Kix. I've been talking about Kix hairstyle for a while now, and yeah, I really want it. And I could get red for some more different statues and stuff to put on the island, but to me, just having my character look the way I want him to look is also important. So this one's for me, all right? This one's for me. All right, tomorrow I'll come back and do all the hairstyles, and then my character will look more like himself. And now it is literally just a matter of deciding everything. How is this room gonna look? What are we gonna do? So we only have 2 rooms to work with. Normally, these types of restrictions would be fun, but I think by now I was expecting a 3rd room in this stage of the challenge. I never got there. So we'll work with what we got, which is not a lot. I mean, it's a mess. Maybe the sloppy sofa is kind of the way to go. If this is going to be my main room for living, working, and eating, maybe the sloppy sofa makes sense because this place is going to be a disaster. I don't know, but I do feel like the back room that I've made into a bathroom is funny, but also not good. I mean, this is not going to get us S tier. I just think they haven't even been back here, to be honest. I think I'm sitting at a B rating right now. They've just clearly not taken the time to even look in this room. So I I understand why I'm at a B right now based purely on the front room. This room, though, I think we focus here first, and then we can look into, you know, some other stuff in the main room. Now, for this, I do think a bathroom was not a bad idea, but I never got an actual toilet, and I like now that I have that big, like, garage door wall. And so I'm wondering if like a garage kind of storagey room makes sense for us, because we just need stuff placed down in the house, right? And I don't like the idea of just spamming a room with items going, look, I got S tier. Like that just feels really phoned in. But if I make a garage and place things down somewhat chaotically and also intentionally, that could be kind of cool. But in order to do it the way I want, I do need to spend some Nook miles on one thing I've been avoiding. I'm going to need the Pro decorating license. Now, I think I mistakenly said at one point that the custom fencing also was built into this license. That does not appear to be the case because I see it right there. But I'm pretty certain this is the license that allows you to place accent walls, which is kind of what I'm referring to when I talk about leaving one wall for the garage door. So we're going to do a garage door accent wall, maybe the antique brick on the rest of the wall, and that will already feel a lot like a garage. Also from Gulliver, got a rusted part and yet another cardboard box. So our cardboard box collection continues to grow. So now I think you hear and understand my plans for this room. It's going to be kind of a garage. Then the front entrance is going to have to handle everything else we want to do in life. But I'm going to just take a quick look for our 2 recipes for the day, just in case we get something kind of cool that could be used in the house. Yes, okay, Zucker is going to be crafting. And he's cooking something. What do we got? Some salad. Okay, I don't really know why is the frying pan out for that. Boy, I am really glad that we got this salad recipe after we finished Kato's challenge, because I can't imagine anything more disgusting than a cold, soggy, uncooked salad from a potluck. Could you imagine what nastiness awaits you the next day after eating a potluck salad? All right, bone door plate was our beach DIY. I'll quickly just check the beaches to make sure there's no more stranded Gullivers. I don't think he'd show up back to back like that, but it's my responsibility to check every single day. And yeah, we got to decorate the house. I need to do something about my inventory. I need to do something about the floor. My house is covered in food. It's a mess. It looks like well, it looks kind of like a potluck in there. 2,000 miles, by the way, for this DIY. So that almost earned back all the miles I just spent on accent walls, which is great. Okay, Pro decorating license is in. We can do all kinds of fancy things now, hanging things from the ceilings, etc., etc. I don't think I have any ceiling hangables at the moment. That would have been kind of cool. That alone would have been an achievement given the way we're playing. Let's go ahead and just start tearing this room up. I'm going to begin by taking our new floors and walls, actually, which are in my pocket, and we're going to get those pasted down. So let's start with the antique brick wall, which we will place on the wall like that. Turn this way and then pop that accent wall in. There we go. All right. For the flooring, I actually have a DIY for this. Never underestimate your craftable floors and walls. So with the steel flooring and then the different walls and stuff we've chosen, I think this gives us some cool opportunities. We can go ahead and, well, I want to get rid of this stuff, but I don't have any room. We actually should just go ahead and start putting the things down that we feel like would make this kind of have a garage vibe. So I already have a mini DIY workbench in the other room, and I do think a chest freezer and a vacuum cleaner, stuff like this, feel very garage to me. There's excuses for all kinds of stuff. Like you put anything in a garage, but I'm trying not to like be cheap about this. I'm trying to like make sense of the items I have at my disposal and use them responsibly. Like what would actually realistically be in our garage while allowing myself to put down some stuff just because, well, we need stuff. This is tough. There's definitely a lot of excuses I can make for some of this stuff. Let me go back into the other room and start crafting some things. In fact, we should just move this crafting setup into the other room, honestly. And now that I've taken some stuff out of my inventory, we can go ahead and start picking the things up that are just in our way. Oh, not that though. Okay, here's where we're at so far. Just kind of place some things down in a way that kind of makes sense. Bathtub has to go still, but I need to clear out some more room. But I'll come back to that. I'm going to start crafting some things to make this feel more garage-like. I also turned off the radio because I just can't stand the randomized KK tracks. Let's start crafting. I do badly wish I had the 3 skateboards to make this particular DIY possible. It'd be a perfect item for in here. I think we go with some iron wall lamps, the classic villager gift turned perfect garage item. Maybe we'll do like 4 of those. And for placements, I think maybe putting them up here and just doing like a symmetry thing, doing the exact same on this wall out here is probably the way to go. And it looks like they're in my pockets, so I'll grab them from here. And we can put one there. I'll move this fan kind of over here for now, and then we'll put this right there. Okay, cool. For wall hangables, there's not too many more things other than maybe like a poster or something if we have one, which I don't think we do. This is pretty good though, and I love what it does with the lighting in here, because if we turn off the lights now, it really creates kind of a cool mood. I like that a lot. And I'm desperate to put this bathtub away, but my inventory is still full. This is doing nothing to get things out of my storage. Honestly, I think it's just about time for a sell-off. There's certain supplies I'm just not going to use that I've been holding on to for dear life, but I really do think that it's just making it hard to maneuver and get this done. So I'm going to take a break to sell some things, and I think I'm going to start with all of these different bags of flowers. I think I'm good. I think I'm good on flowers. I'm not getting dinged for nature anymore. If we do, I can always, out of desperation, go to a Nook Miles island and dig up some flowers, but they're taking up a lot of space at this point. I also think I could stand to lose a few sticks. I've just been kind of grabbing them when I see them. We could sell tomorrow. We can sell some fences and stuff. But yeah, I got to get stuff out of here, and I don't want to get rid of the pumpkins for sure, because we need those. I don't think we need the random one-off pumpkin starts or wheat starts. We're good on food there. So yeah, there's definitely some stuff we can get rid of. So for the time being, I'm just going to make like a pile of garbage on the road here. And then I'm going to go in my storage and just grab the things that are taking up too much space. I will just never use. I don't know if I need 2 of these tapestries, although maybe I can see what Harv customizations can be done with them, and maybe I can make them like flank my bed on either side. That could be kind of cool. I'll keep them. I did collect multiples of these items to try and like think, oh, maybe I'll, I don't know, need some multiples of things. I'll keep the homework sets because I think there's some interesting customizations. I'm only going to keep one of these little ironing sets if I even use it. Maybe in conjunction with the sewing machine, we can use it. And I'll keep the couple paintings. That's fine. The diner stuff is really interesting to me. If we can get like a couple more pieces from this set, it would be really cool. I don't know if that's possible, but I'm going to hold on to this stuff for now. I don't think we need 2 bidets. I have 2 Mr. Flamingos. It would have been nice to get a Mrs. Flamingo. I'll just get rid of one. Well, I'll keep them just in case. And I think selling off all of this will help a ton with getting ourselves at least in a position where decorating the house is not as challenging. So we'll make a little bit of money off of that. I missed one thing just like that. And we'll go back to decorating as we've been trying to do all day. Okay, with our storage a little more tidy, I can now do things like that. Just get rid of stuff that is blocking our garage doors. I know the ice chest is technically blocking the garage doors as well, but that's okay. It's on the side. It's okay. Not everything has to be off that wall completely. And I still need to craft, of course, but I'm feeling a little bit better now about just looking at everything and going, okay, I can imagine what may or may not work in here. Since we have an extra cypress plant, we can maybe put that in the corner, like right here, with the vacuum. You know what? Even sticking out of off the wall a little bit like that is probably fine. Stuff like that makes the garage feel properly cluttered. I like it. And then if I were to go to Harv's Island and do some customizing, is there anything in here I would want to look at? And I will start with the tapestries. I think these have more prints on them, and I could be wrong about that, but I think they do. I think the stand mixer in its current form is good. We'll probably need some kind of counter or something to put that on, but I don't know what we'll have just yet. I'd say a different lantern would be good. Maybe we can make this portable radio a different color because we have 2 red ones. It'd be nice to get something else. Maybe as well we can do like the digital alarm clock. I keep saying these homework sets have different customizations. Let's grab a couple. Let's try it. I think I'm also going to grab some of the stuff in my quote-unquote kitchen. We'll do something a little more serious for this. And those can be customized. I'm going to take this coffee mug too. I have 2 of these, so I just want them to match. We're going to need some cash for this. I have 32,000. I think before I leave, I'm just going to look for the money rock real quick. It would be nice to maybe have a couple extra bucks to do this. And perfect, it's the rock right outside the house. I'm glad I checked. Ooh, we're getting some fog on this pond this morning. That's awesome. Oh my gosh, on the rivers? I forgot this was a thing. I so rarely see this. I love that effect. That's so cool. We do have a number of things here that can be customized in the homework sets. Are not one of those things. So I guess I'll be selling these. I'm going to go through all of these. I'm not going to like bring you along for each and every decision, but these are the different tapestries. And you know what? I think because we are coming upon winter, This would be kind of a nice one to do, right? I don't usually see this one, and it's kind of cool. And I pretty much got everything customized that I wanted for now. But we probably have more trips in our future. But hopefully that'll be good for today as we keep designing the house. I think I'm going to make, I don't know, just a couple of like tables or surfaces I could put stuff on. I think wooden mini tables are great for things like nightstands and stuff like that. I also wanted to do a plain sink to replace our very bathroom looking sink we have in the kitchen right now. I think the plain sink looks just a little more neutral, just a little bit. And yeah, let's start dropping some stuff on the ground. So I redid the gas range and the serving cart, and I think I should probably customize the wooden low table and the little table I also just made in the garage. I'm just gonna start calling that the garage from now on. And let's see, what else? As much as I like this bed, Luna's dream bed has kind of like darker wood vibe that I like, and it also takes up a lot less space. So I might try this, which would allow me to, you know, have a little more room for decorating around it. I'm going to try to put away some of these ingredients I've spread all across the floor. And yep, inventory full. I kind of expected that. Let's get some customizations going. I only have a few of these customization kits left. That's probably enough to do the things I'm trying to do right now. I'm going to put the mini table in the corner. I'm going to throw, I think, our alarm clock on it, just like this. I mean, the style doesn't really match the bed. Looks terrible with that little nightstand, but there's just not much I can do at the moment. I'm going to take this tapestry down because I'm going to put it in the garage, I think. And then I'm going to actually move the cat tree here. I'm going to take this stove, and it's going to be like the focal point of my kitchen. And I'm going to do a few things here. So I'm going to put this stand mixer on this low table. I'm going to put the stovetop espresso machine here. And then I'm going to put the serving cart kind of like also just over here in this spot. And the reason for all of this is just to create like a little space, obviously for cooking. And that is going to give me some surfaces to put some things on as well. That's also where the sink comes into play. And it still looks very much like a bathroom sink. But listen, I'm just doing what I can here. For a collection of items, they're supposed to, you know, make a kitchen come to life. I guess this is something. Just throw a bag of flour here for now. This is such a... Oh, we're not going to get S tier. There's no way. I'll throw a cup of coffee right there. So yeah, it does look like we're definitely doing something in there. And we you know, if we could only get our hands on like a proper counter, we'd be cooking. Like this place would look awesome. I'm going to keep our lamp, put it over here for now. Cardboard box. We could put it by the cat tree. Cats like cardboard boxes. And we should start to make some decisions about the floors and the walls. So what if I did a blue floral flooring and then something for the wall that kind of like fits the vibe? This is kind of nice. I mean, it has this island vibes that the blue floral flooring offers. Is there anything else we can do? There's the blue intricate wall, but that's a little too much now. As for craftable walls, I think out of these two, I prefer the one I already have. Maybe I can kind of use this as an accent wall. What if I did this and then did this? How does that look? I'll admit it's a bit odd, but I don't like accent walls that are on this side of the house. You have to turn the whole camera just to see it. But you know what? If I flipped the entire room, maybe it would look kind of cool behind like the kitchen-y area. So something more like this, except I have to flip the stove and the sink again. But yeah, something like that. I don't know. Do we like this? I certainly like the kitchen with that wall behind it. But, you know, overall, this is just still a very, very odd looking place. And what about our yellow Argyle rug that we bought? It's so ugly. Oh my gosh. On this floor, it's just not the vibe. What about the brown Argyle tile flooring? No. Oh my gosh. What have I done? Oh my, this is bad. This is not good at all. Throw a little gyroid up here, just to add some whimsy. I think we're in need of that for sure. Since we're leaning into a little bit of blue, I guess we could use these tapestries, but not around my bed, but just kind of like that. It just looks so, this is so weird. I don't know. I don't like to be down on myself and, you know, talk about how I'm doing, you know, I'm doing a bad job. This house is so ugly. But this is the one time where I'm taking like a collection of random items that I have and it's not working like at all. I think what I would need to do is customize all these things again to have a lighter wood tone because of the really light wood tone wall, which make me wonder if instead I just use this as my backdrop wall, maybe that will help a little bit. The backdrop is certainly not helping here. So if I do that, that's a little better, but it's still, now the contrast between the dark wall and the light walls in the rest of the house is a bit much. But I don't have anything better. I don't feel like I have any better wallpaper. Tomorrow at Nooks, like maybe we find something cool, but it'll be too late by then. I would almost, maybe one of these two, like if we go in and do that, somehow that looks better to me. Or this, but this looks too dark. I kind of feel like this prison vibe is maybe a better, safer bet. Unless we go with like this intricate wall, which is too blue. It's too blue. It's too much blue. There's the crown wall. It's too dark. That calls for a really fancy flooring. Like maybe we can get away with this one now, but it's, this is a horrendous mess. I am just appalled at my choices right now. Nothing's vibing. Everything is so, oh my gosh. Okay, it's fine though. It's fine. You know what? The only reason it looks bad is because I keep saying it looks bad. The trick is to embrace it. Listen, everybody, this is actually kind of cool. And what you're witnessing right now is like someone's ability to take a collection of very interesting and valid items and put them together in such a way that, it all comes together and it looks pretty awesome, actually. Yeah. I'll have to make some more stuff. We got to fill this place up with more junk, and I'll see what I could do. At least I'm getting some miles here for like putting some stuff down. Maybe we can go buy ourselves a new recipe from the Nook Stop that could help, make this whole build feel a little bit better. But I'm just going to grab like a handful of my crafting materials right now and see if I can make anything happen. Okay, I'm officially out of customization kits. I think I have the perfect way to explain to anyone maybe like visiting the Dream Address who didn't watch the series what's going on. I think if you just own the problem and work with what you have, everything can make sense, right? So, people decide to tour the island, they come in, and they look around, and at first they might be really unforgiving. Like, what was this person thinking? Why this collection of these items in this arrangement? This is awful. And then instead of casting that judgment, they walk in the door and go, oh, okay, I see. This person is struggling and they need my help. And no, there's no better proof of that than just looking around the very room that you're standing in. So with this kind of like solved now, we have a lot more creative freedom and we can express ourselves in ways we couldn't before. Like, for example, I could take the sewing machine and the ironing set, and we can have the freedom to make a little like crafts station or sewing station or something, right? We can maybe take a table that we were previously afraid to use because people might cast judgment, and we can like take the sewing machine and put it here, and maybe take the ironing set and put it over here. And like now you have a place to do two things, right? Like you can sew entire sets of clothing or like when you're done, you can like iron that clothing. And this table serves a dual purpose until we get like a proper counter and ironing board. Also, like the rock guitar, there's no way I'm going to use this outside, but like in here now it's like, oh, they wanted like a radio for their kitchen, but all they had was this guitar. Like they're struggling. They have to make their own music. Okay, well, there's a radio here, so I guess that's not what they would think. They would think, oh, they like need space to like start a band, and their garage is too much. It has too much crap in it, so the garage is like spilling out into the main room. So yeah, that's probably like what this implies. And then there's also like, there's this magic circle rug, for example, which normally you wouldn't use because it doesn't fit in here at all. Like the colors clash, none of it makes sense. But now it kind of looks like, oh, this person has like rare items, but nowhere good to put them right now. But they're so proud of them, they're just displaying them. So like, these choices are beginning to make a lot more sense in the grand scheme of things when you really look around this room and you see everything for what it is, with this being the focal point of everything. Like, what a shame that this person has to try to like make food in their kitchen, but they have not enough surfaces, so they got to walk all the way over here just to look at the recipe that they're trying to make, and then come all the way over here. Like, if only they had more money so they could afford a larger space for all of their ambitions. The last item I made was the hanging terrarium, and I think I can just kind of put that in the kitchen. Well, maybe on this wall. There's nothing on this wall currently, so we can just kind of put it there. It's hanging a little low. We'll put it up here, and that just kind of gives, you know, the impression that, like, yeah, we have nice things and we care about plants and stuff. It's just that we just don't have like the best place to display them, but we're owning it. We're owning it, and we're proud of the things we have. Meanwhile, in the garage, it's still pretty empty. But we have license to be creative. We've given ourselves that permission. So I did a couple of things that I think are kind of cool. I went ahead and made 2 of these sleighs. This is an item I got early on in the DIY category, and I thought this would be like a cool one to decorate with. I just haven't really understood how to decorate with it until now. And so I thought, like, these actually do make kind of a cool garage item. It'd be even cooler if we could hang them on the wall somehow, but just doing them like that gives the impression that, hey, sometimes, you know, when it's cold or snowy, we go on sleighs and ride down hills into the ocean. I also have some other pretty cool garage-y things. Like, for example, I have this electronics kit, and that can just go right there. Not on a proper table, but we'll get there. We'll get to a proper table at some point. We have a globe. Globes are cool. I like globes. I don't know what else to say. And there it is. I think the sofa in the middle of the garage is cool from like a man cave kind of perspective. That's not something I really want for this space, but it kind of like makes sense in the grand scheme of things. You know, you come in here and it's just, there's all kinds of chaos. I don't exactly know where it should go. There's all kinds of chaos, but you see that, like, sometimes when I get done after a busy day of crafting and stuff, I just need to, like, take a load off, and there's your sloppy couch. That's what it's for. I like the vacuum where it is, but if I do that, and then I kind of put this fan here, the reason I like this a little bit better is because it makes sense that, like, while I'm crafting, it might get warm in here, so I just put, like, a fan right next to me as I'm trying to work. I don't know. I am, like, legitimately, I'm just trying to clutter the place up, and I'm trying to create a bit of a story behind every item. You know, why is this stuff here? Well, I'm trying to give you those reasons for why it's here, why it exists in the first place. Could I put more things in here? Technically, yes. I could technically fit more things in here. Am I out of things that I can justify? Yeah, at this point, I think I am. Without making it so it's, like, really difficult to walk anyway. It's just hard. But there's a lot more stuff in here now than there was before. We even got an achievement earlier, or stamp earlier, for putting more things in our house. And prior to this chaos, I was at a B rating. At worst, we're at an A, but it's possible this might have hit S tier. Believe it or not. If we don't get S tier, it's okay. It is a goal. And if I find some more things today that I can put in here, certainly I'll throw them in somewhere. But I feel like I've done all I can do without literally just spamming the items down, which I am against. I want it to, like, look like I actually tried and put some thought into the build. So yeah, I think I have to go with it. In the meantime, there's definitely more work to do around the island, and I'm going to try and get a little more work done today, you know, outside, where it really matters. The 5 stars... that is, like, the ultimate goal. I have to try and get 5 stars. I have to get it. I just have to do it. Like, you can't just have a 30-day challenge where the main goal is 5 stars and then not get 5 stars. You know what I mean? That would just be embarrassing. Some flowers sprouting up today, but no hybrids. No new hybrids spawning from these gardens. We'll just do our best to water them, and maybe tomorrow. Who knows? Also, no new hybrids up here, but that's not too surprising. This is kind of a long shot, it still feels like. I think one area where I want to focus some effort on today is actually up here on the cliff top above Gigi's place. I crafted up some random kind of items, and I just want to, like, plant some stuff and throw some stuff down just to make the area feel a little more finished. So, like, for example, I made the golden dung beetle. We have, like, the log stakes, which we could put kind of there. I can also put some, like, in this corner over here. Oh, it looks like I have more than I thought on me. So, like, I don't know if I can still walk here, though. Let's see. Can we do... no? Okay. Not there. But, like, you know, golden dung beetle just kind of, like, proudly holding its ball of golden poo over the cliff like that. Just kind of looks funny to me. And then, like, yeah, log stakes kind of peeking out like that is kind of neat. I don't know. Just items like this, you can never have too many of them, I would say. The wooden stool like this. And it just kind of looks like there was once a forest here and it's just been through some changes. Got another banded dragonfly. I just like catching these to show off at this point. Oh, it's so good. And they're worth a lot. But I also grabbed some bamboo shoots. I've been trying to figure out what to do with this area. There's nothing here. And I did talk about how, oh, it's like another biome. There's vines and mums. So I figured we could lean into that and I could plant some bamboo shoots instead of these trees. Like I could take these trees out and just maybe try bamboo shoots instead. I have 4 different ones. So I'm going to cut these down because I do think we have like quite a few trees now. And I think the bamboo shoots will probably take the place of them in terms of like island points. And I'm going to plant, yeah, all 4. And I think first what I'm going to do is create some paths just to like the vines and stuff. And that's just to kind of give me some like structure as to like, okay, what else am I going to put here and where am I planning on putting it? I don't know how possible it's going to be to make this path feel kind of like slightly random and chaotic in a way, but I'm going to try. Essentially, I'm kind of doing this and then I'm just going to have it like abruptly kind of like jerk over to the left. And what I'm trying to do is just create a little path to the vines. It's kind of like showing people, hey, you know, if you were trying to like get to the upper part of the island from here, this would be the way to go. But then over here, I would probably have it like come off in this direction. Actually, maybe what I would do is realistically, I think the path would kind of like go right here. This is like the natural way I'd probably walk to these vines. So I guess this makes sense. We could temporarily like take it off the cliff and then we can kind of like put it here and here. And I would just round these corners, I think, and call it a day. So yeah, something like this. I might even put an extra tile here just because I think that looks a little bit better. I don't know. Looks wacky. Looks random. And let's put the vines back. Hang that right there. And that looks pretty cool, kind of on the dirt like that. And again, this gives me kind of a place to start thinking about like, okay, well, if I'm going to do bamboo shoots here, I could put one here. And then maybe we can kind of put one, not there, like right here. So it kind of obscures the silliness of this path a little bit. And then we can put one like over here. And then maybe we just put one like back here. Hopefully I don't accidentally eat any of these because I only have 4 and I don't feel like getting another one. Will these have time to grow to their fullest potential? I don't know. 3 days? Probably not. I think the dream address gets uploaded with these not fully grown. It'll still look kind of cool though. I think that'll make it look even more unique. You know what? I'm gonna say that was on purpose. While we're at it, we can plant some shrubs over here too. Once I get some more customization kits, I think I'm gonna make a couple of these, and I'm gonna make these the beach furniture I talked about the other day, where I said, oh, if I get some beach furniture, I could put that here and here, and this path will kind of come over to the beach. That's what this is going to be. I'm going to take this one. I'm going to get another one. We'll put it here. Honestly, a lot of the stuff around these houses, we could probably do with just more trees. And I could steal those trees from Nook Miles Island at this point, because like I said, stuff isn't going to grow. We need something. It's giant spaces like this is what I'm nervous about. We need stuff in here. So, oh my gosh, I'm freaking out right now. Maybe telling myself today's the day I'm going to randomly place stuff down was not the best thing for my mental health, because realizing that we only have a few days left after this to get 5 stars is making me panic big time. Is that a second Papa Bear? Do I have 2 of these now? Why can't I get the full set so I can make the giant bear? That's not fair. I think this area is begging for a couple things, so I made a couple things. We have the where is it? The tire toy, which is just an awesome junk item to put down somewhere. And it's also begging for a gyroid to be dancing to this music. Although, you can't put things on the tire toy? Oh, I thought it was treated like a table. Okay, well, that's okay. We can put the gyroid there. I mean, look at it. Look how happy it is. Actually, I changed my mind. I think log stool here, maybe positioned a little bit like that, and then the gyroid on top of the log stool. I kind of like him sitting up a little bit higher like that. And then I still think the tire is a great item for this place. And this place doesn't have to be walkable necessarily. So I can still put it like here and kind of block that sofa, quote unquote. And that kind of has the same effect to me. Just a completely junked backyard. What the heck is going on back here? I don't know. Ask Rodney. I don't know what to tell you. I also threw down this succulent plant. This is made with literal trash. It's kind of cool. So yeah, again, just another great item for a build like this. And I've currently depleted, a lot of crafting materials and also a lot of the items that I've crafted and found. And after I get finished watering my crops, I'm going to hit up the Nook stop, because that is going to be really important. We can get a couple more recipes out of it that are kind of cool. And if not, we can at least order an item or two that's nice and big and maybe fills up a couple of our more large open areas that we haven't quite figured out anything with yet. So we have 11,000 points. We have both of these fences already. Still not getting the one last fence that I want. The stone arch, always a great item. We can probably use a few of these around the island. I have a ton of stone. So I'm going to go ahead and get this. It feels like a waste not to at this point. Manhole cover is cheap and just a solid DIY. You can definitely put these down just all over your paths if you really want to. I think at intersections and stuff like that, we can place some of those. Anything we can do to get some points on the board, we got to do it. That just leaves the stone tablet in here out of the recipes I would need to craft. What else? There's construction sign, fire hydrant. These are the one-off items we can buy right now. And they're all reasonably priced. We can get up to 8 things if we stick to this, top end of the list here, which is a lot. Well, we can only get 5 because you only get 5 per day. But like the steel trash can, I think is good. Like we can use this in a number of places. The street lamp is really good. I like the topiaries. They're pretty cool. Utility poles and traffic lights, these are like really good if you are literally going for city vibes. I know I've used the word city a lot, but I'm not really going for literal city vibes. Other stuff though, I've talked about a few times making a kind of a waiting area for planes coming in, and a drink machine and like a curved street light and another bench or the public bench, for example. These are good items for like a spot like that. Okay, so I think I know what I'm going to do. I am going to try and focus on the entrance of the island and try and think of things that would make it feel more like you just arrived somewhere and like this is kind of like the outdoor waiting area. So steel trash can, check. I think the streetlights we've already used by Zucker's place, the curved streetlight, a little more expensive, but I want to be consistent, so we'll use this. Check. Drink machine, again, expensive. Do we want that over the snack machine? Same price, a little more. I think it's larger. I think that's why I like it more. I'll grab it. Now, just under 4,000 points left. If we want to get 5 items ordered, so they'll be here tomorrow, I should stick to this top end of the list. And there is something to the construction sign portable toilet. I just don't have any other construction-y things. So I'd actually rather spend it on like the lifeguard chair because we don't have anything on the beaches either. And there's a couple other beach items we could maybe look at that could go well with the lifeguard chair. I can't afford it, but one thing is like the lighthouse. Any of these plaza items would actually look pretty good on a beach somewhere. I don't want to focus too much on beaches, to be honest, because I have enough big empty island. Oh, the volleyball net was one I did want, but now it's 3,000. I can't afford it. Alternatively, we could just get another one of these. I really like them. I don't see anything better. No, I'll do the park clock. It's becoming clear that like the entrance to the island is going to be an issue, and the park clock is probably going to make sense if we decide to, make a park out of it. So yeah, right now, this is what our entrance looks like. I think tomorrow's goal, I'm going to try and fill all this in with something. And I have a couple ideas that could be kind of fun. I also have ideas like the stuff we just bought that makes it a little more like intentional. Like, oh, this is where people wait for the planes to come in. But I was also thinking we could do like a hedge maze here, since it is like more of a holiday season anyway. It could be a simple one, but it would distract from the fact that the airport and museum aren't centered. And yeah, it could add something. That's a possibility. There's honestly so many things we can do with an area like this. And now with some like interesting items coming our way, we'll figure it out. But yeah, so my goal I think for tomorrow is that area and maybe this area over here or just another large space. I need to make some decisions very quickly about what to do with giant spaces like that. If we need to start getting more repetitive with more items or start doing even more Halloween decoration spam, then that's what we're going to have to do. I'll tell you what though, the situation is dire. So join us tomorrow to see if we can make it out of this alive. Tomorrow's video will be right there if it's ready. Otherwise, subscribe and I will see you whenever it's out. Goodbye and good luck to me.